Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. Happy autumn. Don't you think that's much more courteous than happy fall? Yeah. So welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for showing up, being here. Last Sunday in September, we're celebrating every day, but today is a special day. You're going to be so glad you showed up. We've got some great music and great messages for you today. We're going to start by singing together. This is our last time singing this song this month, so I want to hear it. Everybody's got a seed to sow. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Some people quietly reveal in the manner of the meek. Some people shout the way they feel to a radical degree. But let me tell you about one thing I know. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Let your heart of hearts take you down the road. 'Cause everybody's got a seed to sow. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Some people sing it to express, while others hear another call. Some people speak with subtleness, some don't rely on words at all. No. Let me tell you about one thing I know. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Let your heart of hearts take you down the road. 'Cause everybody's got a seed to sow. No. Everybody's got a seed to sow. We are all pieces of the whole with different feelings to evoke. Giving distinction to the role, different players, different strokes, yeah. But let me tell you about one thing I know. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Let your heart of hearts take you down the road. 'Cause everybody's got a seed to sow. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Some people walk, some people race, some vary their pace. But love will use what you will give, surrender to your state of grace, yeah. And let me tell you about one thing I know. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Let your heart of hearts take you down the road. 'Cause everybody's got a seed to sow. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Everybody's got a seed to sow. Everybody's got a seed to sow.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Hello. Happy autumn morning. It is so beautiful outside. It is so beautiful to see all of you here today. My name is Robert Eckerman, and I am your service host. And whether you're joining us here in person in the sanctuary or via our love stream online, thank you, Jim. Or if you're joining us via our love stream online, we're grateful that you're here. Our practitioner holding high watch this morning is Topher Steele. Throughout the service, Topher will be in prayer with us and for us, knowing the best and highest good is unfolding as we all get to share this sacred time together. Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among all religions. We honor all pathways by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness to make the world a better place. I'd like to acknowledge anyone that's here for the first time. If there's anyone who's here for the first time and willing to raise your hand so that we can acknowledge you. All right. Well, it's just us today. It's just family. From wherever you're joining us from, I would like to invite you to recommit yourself to our spiritual purpose by saying our statement with me. We are a thriving community where individually and together we embody and express our spiritual magnificence for the highest good of all. Thank you. For all the latest that's happening with us in the center, you can always find out more online at www.spirituallyfree.org. Today, our speaker is our own Reverend Linda Brewer. Yes, and we're so glad to hear from her this morning. Our center is founded and grounded in prayer, and this helps us deal with whatever comes our way and create a positive experience regardless of our situation. Our professional prayer practitioners are trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer and are always ready to pray for you and with you. You can connect with a practitioner online or via the prayer box in the lobby or right here after our service. And so now I would like you to settle in, relax, and allow Jim's reading and the centering music to take us to that sacred space within, and Jim will lead us in prayer.
Our reading today is adapted from the book 365 Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. It's called Divine Mind Pervades Every Atom of My Body. No one knows exactly what the mind is, but we certainly know that it is something within us that enables us to be conscious and aware. We are told to let the mind be in us that was in Christ. What can this mean other than that each should recognize the divine presence in himself or herself? It was this realization of his union with good, with life, that endowed Jesus with his miraculous power. There is one mind which all people use. Each one is individual in this mind. It is individualized in, through, and as each person. The mind of God in humankind is Christ. This mind is not far away, not a faraway presence, nor is it some future event toward which we travel. It is something that is already and forever established, that only needs to be recognized to spring forth into manifestation in our experience. This recognition can come to anyone at any time. To discover ourselves, we uncover and reveal that which is already concealed at the center of our being. To realize that there is one mind, which we all use, is to understand the teachings of Buddha, Jesus, Plato, and Emerson. To enter consciously into communion with this mind is the secret of spiritual and intellectual power, of intuitive perception, and divine guidance.
to the power and glory of God within me. I surrender. I surrender to the power and presence of God, to the power and glory of God within me.
Allowing myself to surrender into that power and glorious place of spirit within me, right here and now, in this sanctuary, in this glorious space of consciousness, wholeness, in oneness, in this place we meet together, each and every one open and allowing that divine presence to come through, to embody it, to feel it, with conviction and total faith that that truth is living right here, right now, in me, in every human being. I savor this presence, this knowing. In this place where we celebrate in consciousness the truth of our being, with music, inspiring message, and that connection between each one when we look into the windows of our soul through our eyes. The only connection to our truth is that oneness of love, light, and power. And I am grateful for all of this good that is God, right here and now, as together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Jim. As we reach higher, it's good for us to realize the divine within us. Is to take the moment, and even if we have to close our eyes, just to block out what we're seeing, so we can see it in a different way. And to be mindful of all those characteristics of the divine that support us, that are imbued in us. And we can face anything. We can reach for and grasp anything. Let's sing along. This is a song called I Am Here.
I know that God is in all things, everywhere. All of life is joy, peace, and light. God is love and beauty. yet I know the answer's right here. Trouble and pain I can do without, for I know the truth I am seeking. I am here to give, I am here to give myself. Sing with me loud and clear. I'm here, I am here to give. I am here to sing, I am here to sing my song. Sing with me loud and clear. I'm here, I am here to sing. There may be things I'm afraid about, yet I know the love is right here. Trouble and fear I can do without, for I know the truth on my journey. I am here for life, I am here to live my life. Sing with me loud and clear. I'm here, I am here for life. I am that I am. I am peace and love and joy. Sing with me loud and clear. I am that I am. I
Yeah. Thank you. I'm so excited to introduce our special music today. Always a favorite. He takes me to places that I can't even describe. They're so beautiful and so deep. And all through this amazing sound of music and distinctively the amazing flute. Mr. Dallas Brown has a new flute he's going to share with us today, and look forward to his wonderful, wonderful gift. Please welcome Dallas Brown.
That has put me in a yummy, contemplative place. The ancient sounds, thank you so much. That touches the indigenous heart in me, and I'm sure in everyone here. All right, I am so pleased to introduce our own Linda Brewer. Reverend Linda has been with our center for a long, long time, and I absolutely love this woman. I love her for her heart and her drive and love of this place, and her determination to always play her part to help us move along and to support the center in all the ways that she does. So please join me in welcoming Reverend Linda Brewer.
Before I start, I want to acknowledge my special friend Linda, who brought me this morning because I'm a lot dizzy, and I didn't feel safe to drive. But she also came here from Texas to take care of me after my surgery. So please, she lives across the hall from me in my condo when she's not living in Texas, but she came to care for me. So thank you, Linda, and thank you for driving me this morning so I didn't hurt anybody. All right. I am so grateful to our home office for the support they give us in many ways, but particularly for the wonderful information they provide us that lays out a theme for each year, for each month, and for each week. It makes getting speakers much easier when you give them a topic to talk about. In August, our focus was on resting, rejuvenating, and readying ourselves for the next climb in our journey. This month, our focus is on that climb, on reaching higher toward a greater understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. We are not only bringing with us the wisdom and the experiences that we've gained along the way, but we're being called to move out of our comfort zones and to use our past lessons in unique and innovative ways to move us forward and upward. We're being called to come up even higher, to rise in our understanding of the truth of who we are, one-of-a-kind expressions of this thing that we call God. It's also time that we use our challenges to help us recognize the power that we have to rise above everything that happens, because we are each one with God. Last week, Reverend Nicole reminded us that our greatest growth often comes from our greatest challenges. Have y'all had that experience? Yeah, when things are smooth, life is easy, and we don't grow very much. But what is in our way is often what is showing us the way for us to move upward. Too often when we're in our comfort zone, when life is going well for us, we can become complacent in our focus, no longer really seeking to grow or to intentionally use the creative power of our own spiritual gifts to create an even higher expression of the magnificence of who we each really are, so that the life that we live also contributes to a world that works for everyone. Our philosophy teaches us that there is energy in thought, not because we wish it to be so, but because it is so. The Science of Mind textbook tells us, I know there is a power for good, which is responding to me and bringing into my experience everything that is necessary for my unfoldment. This power for good uses every part of my human challenges and experience, both what's good, or what we label good and joyous, and those things that challenge us, our pleasure and our pain, to guide us into a deeper awareness and knowingness of itself as me. In God, nothing is wasted. All of my life experiences are used by the power of good, enabling me to help others and to bless the whole world. So if that's true, then why do we sometimes, or as Nicole said last week, pretty often, find ourselves in the messes that we find ourselves in? Why is the road at times so very rocky? And how do we use the gifts God has given us to rise above those challenges, to rise in our understanding of how to more fully express the divine that lives within us? Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm a heart-centered person. All of us have a human psyche that is predominantly either head-centered, heart-centered, or instinct-centered. We all have some part of all of those things, but each one of us have a way that we are most likely to experience what goes on in the world. You probably have heard the saying from the philosopher René Descartes that says, "I think, therefore I am." I would guess he was head-centered. But the instinctual folks experience the world through their bodies and their senses and just know the truth that way because their instincts tell them when things are right. Us heart-centered folks experience the world through our emotions, our feelings. So it's really hard for somebody like me to fully grasp the motto that we often say, change your thinking, change your life. I know that for me, my thinking is not enough. I also need to change how I feel in order to change my life. Reverend Donald used to always say, and I did check with him to verify this, that thought plus feeling equals or leads to a demonstration, which is the manifestation in form of what we think and pray for, or don't. So today I want to share with you a tool that as a heart-centered person I sometimes use to help me face the rocky moments of my life, in case any of the rest of you are heart-centered also, and to lift myself higher in how I feel and think and experience the world. This is a way that my heart-centered inner child can more easily recognize how who I am influences what I experience in my life. I don't know about you, but I've always hated when I'm being told that everything is a mirror for me. It's like, really? I am that? But Jesus told us that unless we become like little children, we will not enter the kingdom of heaven. I suppose there have been a number of interpretations of what he meant by that. I'd like to share a bit with you about how I use this call to become like children, to recognize how the world reflects who I am, and that I have the power to create it differently when I understand what it's telling me. It's something from an old fairy tale. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was a small child, I believed in fairy tales. I heard them, and I thought they were wonderful, and I thought the stories were true. And then we get older and more sophisticated or something, and probably we begin to doubt whether, maybe that's not really true. Maybe because parents or teachers told us they were only stories, or maybe it's because we discovered that we were unable to spin straw into gold, or to grow a beanstalk into another kingdom, or to find a wonderful prince or princess to rescue us from the drudgery of our life. Lots of frogs, not so many princes and princesses, right? Are you there? Okay, regardless of our skepticism or sophistication, a part of us still knows the truth. A part of us still searches for miracles. A part of us still believes in magic. And in some ways, what could be more magical than having our divine creator expressing through us and as us? I find that at times when I'm truly focusing on my spiritual growth, the more childlike I become, the more magical my life seems to be. I can view the events of my day-to-day life with the wonder and awe of a child at Disneyland. So today I'm wanting to invite all of you to consider becoming playmates with me in the spiritual kingdom, to use something in an old familiar fairy tale to help us continue to rise. I'm sure that most of you remember the story of Snow White, yes? The beautiful young princess whose stepmother, the queen, sent her off to the woods with a servant who had orders to kill her. The servant took pity on Snow, and instead of killing her, he left her to her fate in the woods. She came to the house of the 7 dwarves, and they took her in. But the stepmother discovered that she was still alive, so she went to her disguised as an old woman and gave her a poison apple, which Snow ate. She fell into deep sleep, only to be awakened by the kiss of a handsome prince. Now, I think most of you know that in New Thought we approach Scripture from a metaphysical viewpoint, which means seeing the larger spiritual truths beneath the face value or the literal account of what is written. Well, fairy tales can be approached in the same way. And we could have a really delightful time here today talking about what part of our own consciousness each of the characters in Snow White represent. But what I want to do instead is to focus on one aspect of the Snow White story that has moment-to-moment meaning for us. One aspect that if we will use it consciously, it will work like magic for us. One of the central figures in the Snow White story that I did mention earlier is the Queen's magic mirror. If you remember in the Disney version of the story, which is the one most of us probably grew up with, the Queen would go each day to her mirror and ask, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" I could just see Shemaine in costume doing that, right? When I was writing this, I was like, can I get Shemaine to come? Anyway, for years the mirror would always answer, "Thou, Queen, are the fairest of them all." Then one day it happened. The answer the Queen had feared all along and thus had attracted to herself. She asked the question and the mirror responded, "Thou, Queen, art fair and beauteous to see, but Snow White is lovelier far than thee." Well, that ticked the Queen off. That's when she sent Snow White off into the woods to be killed. Later, however, the mirror told her that Snow White was still alive and still the fairest because the mirror was magic. It always knew the truth and reflected the truth. Did you know that we each have a magic mirror that knows the truth and reflects the truth just as surely as the Queen's mirror did? Did you know that? We do, and if you're willing to look into it and interpret the reflection correctly, it will give us perfect guidance. Our magic mirror is our life, whatever is around us. The people, places, and circumstances of our lives, the feelings that arise within us, the actions that proceed from us, if it's in our life, it is a part of us, a part of our creation, and a part of our learning. If you are in my life, you reflect a part of me back to myself. And I have the bad news to tell you that if I'm in your life, which I kind of am, you've attracted me to reflect something back to you. You're here in my life to show me something about me, and I'm here in your life to show you something about you. And I have people in my life that I don't like to believe that's true about. They're not on the front row of my life because I don't allow that, but they are in my life. But our magic mirror reflects both our spirit and a little bit our form. It reflects the beauty and the wisdom and the goodness that we are. It reflects the path for our learning, the lessons we have that are still incomplete, and the opportunities we have to grow. Now, most of us have some place within us where we've internalized other people's erroneous judgments about who we are, labeling parts of us bad or wrong. Because of those judgments, we hide those parts of ourselves from ourselves and become afraid to show up as who we really are. Unfortunately, those parts of us are usually pretty obvious to those who know us well. But we either delude ourselves into thinking that we've gotten rid of that part of ourselves, or that we've hidden it so well that no one else will ever notice. But then someone comes and reflects it to us. Our magic mirror reflects those things, showing them to us in the form of people and situations in our lives. Often it uses those rocky places of our lives to show us our challenges, our fears, and those parts of ourselves that we have declared unlovable. And yet, in the beauty of others, it also shows us our true nature as beings of light and love. So we have these mirrors. How do we use them? First of all, we have to know the mirror is there. I can remember back in the day when I actually went shopping, being in a store and seeing people who were wanting to try on a coat or a hat and see how it looked, and I could see they were looking for a mirror, and they're walking down the aisle looking here, and the mirror's here, and they walk right past it. They don't see it because they didn't realize it was there. So if you don't remember anything else that I say today, which is a good chance you won't, but I'd like you to remember at least that your mirror is here. 24 hours of every day, your life is reflecting for you who you are. Okay? The second thing you need to do in order to use your magic mirror is to purposefully and intentionally look at it, look in it. I used to do a series of classes and groups for people who had self-identified themselves as being overweight. And what I learned from them, and later from being very overweight myself, is that many of them were no longer willing to look at themselves in the mirror. Because they had judged their bodies as bad, because they were afraid of what they would see, they just didn't look. And so many of us are like that with our magic mirrors. Because we've judged anger as bad, we refuse to see ourselves in the hostile clerk at the store. Because we've told ourselves how clearly we think, we refuse to see our confusion in the clutter of our child's room, or confession time on our own desk. To use our magic mirrors, we must look at everything in our lives and claim 100% responsibility for it. If we can see it, we have created it. So as we take 100% responsibility for it, the really hard part is to do so without judgment or blame. If we were already fully manifesting our divine perfection, we probably wouldn't still be here. Jesus did say that we are God's, but we are God's in training, and the earth experience is our classroom. Each reflection that comes to us is another opportunity to learn. The third requirement for using your magic mirror is to learn to interpret the reflection correctly. Much of the time, the image we see in the mirror is a reflection of our current self, our present consciousness. And I think that's the mistake we make, is to think that's always the case and is part of why we don't look, because we don't want to see that, because we think it's who we are now. But if you look at what's in your life and you honestly believe that it is not reflecting your current consciousness, there are a couple of distortions that happen with our magic mirror. One of them is a delayed reflection. At times, our mirror reflects our past consciousness, an event that was set in motion by us before certain growth took place. But the effect of that cause was a while in coming. I once bought a car, and when 8 months later I left it at the dealership for service, I used my old car. And while driving it, the brakes went out. When I asked myself what that was reflecting, I realized that I hadn't treated that car with much care and respect toward the end of the time I was driving it. I was on to my new car and wasn't taking care of the one I was driving. And thus, long ago, I had set into motion the brakes going out because I wasn't taking care of it. I just had not driven the car for so long that the effect was delayed. But my, at that time, higher consciousness was also reflected by it happening within 1 block of my service station and no one being hurt when the brakes went out. The other distortion that we may experience is seeing an opposing image. If you think about it, real mirrors show us everything in reverse, and magic mirrors sometimes do the same thing. They reflect to us the other side of an internal conflict that we have responded to in the opposite way. An angry person may reflect the reverse of our choice to respond to conflict by totally withdrawing, or the internal anger we feel about our choice but don't allow into expression. An irresponsible spouse may reflect in reverse our attempt to feel good about ourselves by taking on more than our share of responsibilities. One thing that we can be sure of: the more intensely we react to something outside of ourselves, the more certain we can be that it is a powerful reflection of some aspect of ourselves. When we practice using this concept, asking God's guidance in seeing and understanding the reflections we see, our lessons will get easier. God wants to be gentle with us and will teach us as easily as we will allow. You can listen to your body after eating fried food and feel the discomfort of indigestion and learn from that what you need to know. That your body doesn't want fried food and it's being hurt by it, and then you can choose to stop eating fried food. Or you can ignore that lesson, keep popping the Tums, and wait until the need for a coronary bypass gets your attention in a not so gentle way. We can be conscious and notice that the brakes feel a little mushy in our car and do something about it. Or we can wait until they go out completely and then pay attention. The good news is that the magic mirror also exists to show us the beauty that is the truth of who we are. When you appreciate a smile from someone, or notice an act of kindness, or enjoy the beauty of the stars, know that that too is a reflection of you, because you cannot see what is somehow not a part of you. All of us have a magic mirror available to show us the way. We can decide to look into it or not, to willingly interpret what the reflection is showing us about ourselves, both the unique beauty and gifts that we bring to the world, as well as those places where our ego or personality prevent us from remembering that we have the kingdom of God within us, willing to express through us at every moment in the highest way. We can learn the lessons those reflections are here to share with us, or not. But the world indeed has been designed to teach us, to support us, to love us every step of the way. Sometimes it does that by placing obstacles in our way that require us to let go of what no longer serves us so that we can more fully express our divine magnificence. For some of us, just changing our thinking in the face of adversity does not come easily or naturally. But if we're willing to become like little children and experience what life reflects to us without judgment or blame of ourselves or others, our lives can indeed become magical. If we see ourselves in our magic mirror, the way that our Creator views us, we can each know the truth, that in God's eyes, we are each the fairest of them all. Our challenge is to recognize that truth, accept our magnificence, and know that because we have the power and presence of God within us, no matter what comes our way, still we rise. So right now, as we prepare to share a time of reflection together, we might call it prayer or meditation, I'm inviting each one of you to use this time as a way to utilize your magic mirror to understand what some difficulty in your life is reflecting for you. I also invite you to know for everyone else here that the wisdom that indwells each one of us will enlighten us during this time of prayer and in the days to come, showing us how that person or situation can bring us up higher than we've ever been before. To that end, there will come a time when I will fall silent after giving you some guidance about some things, and I invite you to allow Leslie's lovely music to help you understand the reflection that that situation is bringing to you. So let's experience this blessing together. How grateful I am that our Creator has given us free rein in the creation of our world, and that we also have available to us a magic mirror with which to see both our higher selves and our opportunities for growing and rising higher. We see our own anger in the wars of the world, and it reminds us of our need for surrender and inner peace. We see our belief in lack in the poor of the world, and it reminds us our need to trust in the divine flow and to share our blessings with others. We see our joy in a child's laughter, and it reminds us how good life is. We see our love in a mother with her baby, and it reminds us why we are here and how very much our Creator loves us. So when I fall silent after some more guidance, we will each go inside and use our magic mirror to finally understand that part of us that is reflected in that personal difficulty that has been of such concern. That situation that has seemed so hard. That person who has exhausted our patience. That problem that has gone on and on. Bring that into your focus now. We see it now with our inner divine guidance and understand that it is a part of ourselves here to reflect to us how we might more fully live. We not only see it now, but we accept that part of ourselves that this upset reflects. We forgive that part of ourselves. We welcome that part of ourselves as the teacher we've needed to move higher in our spiritual growth. We recognize its purpose now for our highest good and the highest good of all. Allow that situation, that difficulty, that reflection to teach you now in the silence. And now we think of what we love most in the world and use our magic mirror to know that this too is a part of us. And we embrace that part of ourselves it reflects, claiming it and rejoicing in it. And with that joy, we return to the now, knowing that when we open our eyes, we will see the reflection of our true selves, our God selves, in each other. And in deep gratitude for our magic mirror, together we say, and so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. So grateful for all that I give. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful.
We are so very blessed, and I am so grateful for all of you being here today and for the gifts you give that support our center as we participate in the spiritual practice of being part of the divine flow, recognizing that we are supported and cared for by that which created us, and in deepest gratitude for that. We share those blessings with our spiritual center so that it might continue to help us grow and reach out to others who may want to hear the message that we have to share. So I invite you right now to bring your gift into your mind, your hand, your heart, as we say together our offering blessing. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Filled with gratitude, I let this be, and so it is.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I
invite Dallas Brown to make it back to the stage to share some special music.
Thank you, guys.
An amazing day. So may your mirror never be foggy.
Nor your glasses.
Yes. Some great music, great message. Very contemplative. Linda, you got me just kind of stirred up. I have to go home and wash all my windows and mirrors and sometimes I notice how much I avoid looking in the mirror, just at my physical appearance. But I'm sure that translates metaphysically. Sometimes it's really convenient to be distracted from looking at that thing in the mirror. Anyway, thank you, I think. So we look forward to October. A great new theme and some absolutely fantastic music coming your way, and look forward to smiles and hugs here in person and all that love we get on the love stream. Have a blessed rest of September. Look forward to next week. Let's stand and sing together. Be that light and see it in the mirror. You are our light.